If a loved one or yourself has ever gone through a divorce, you know it is a very challenging time with a lot of questions. We are joined this morning by C.Decker, who is a certified divorce financial analyst, with some tips on navigating this difficult time. Lisa, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here to share this important information.
And it really is important because as you're embarking on a divorce or thinking about a divorce or in the middle of it, there's still a lot of questions that people just don't know the answers to.
And even bigger, if they don't know the questions to ask.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Because it's what you don't know that can get you into trouble, especially in divorce.
So, from your expert opinion, what are some things that people don't know that should know?
Well, there's a lot of things that folks don't know, but getting started in the process is one of the biggest things, because how you begin your divorce is generally how you're going to end it. And stepping into traps in the beginning can set you up for a lot of the mistakes that can be very costly, emotionally and financially.
That is a really good tip, and I don't think people even realize that.
No. So we want to help them.
And you are actually a certified divorce financial analyst.
Yes.
Tell us exactly what does that mean specifically?
Well, it's a special designation from the Institute for Divorce Financial Analyst. Folks in the financial industry in some manner have taken additional training specifically in divorce financial planning.
Okay.
And it is a very specific field. I was an investment advisor before getting into this work. That did not prepare me for the specialties that I needed to know for this important work.
And I think the financial end of a divorce is probably the stickiest, most complicated part of the entire divorce.
Absolutely. Most people think of divorce, they think of the legal aspects,
right.
But it really comes down to the money and the children in most cases. So the finances are extremely important.
So what tips do you have from the financial standpoint to help people do it very smoothly? Because, I mean, divorces get very, very tricky. People are angry. They don't want to give in. And then divorces seem to stretch longer and longer and longer.
Good point. And the longer that they go on, the more costly they become. I actually have a formula. I call it being smart from the start. And
okay.
It's a SMART formula. And that's going to help your viewers to understand how they can not only save money and time, but their sanity as well. And so S stands for start early, because divorce is a process, not an event. You don't want to hurry through it. You also don't want to drag it out. You just want to make sure that you understand it and get through it in the best manner possible.
Okay.
M stands for managing your emotions, because it is an emotional time in people's lives. They get emotionally wrapped up in things, and they can't make rational decisions from that emotional standpoint. So managing your emotions is very important. A is for assessing your options, and you do have them. That's great news. And we also have peaceful paths to resolution.
Whoa, peaceful during a divorce?
Absolutely.
Can that happen?
It can. It absolutely can. Things like mediation and arbitration are a combination of the two. There's collaborative divorce, cooperative divorce. And then, of course, if folks choose to or have to, there's the regular duke it out. I'll see you in court. We'll let the judge decide. That is the most money-draining, emotionally gut-wrenching way to go through it. So we want to help people understand that that is not the path that you want to start out with, and hopefully we can help them avoid that.
Okay. And yes.
R, reach out for help. This is not a time to do it alone or be on your own. You need a support team. And that takes me to the T, which is it takes a team. Your speed dial folks on your team should be your great therapist, a divorce financial planner, a family law attorney, and possibly a mediator. But you may need other specialists like insurance, mortgage, real estate, taxes. There are many, many aspects to divorce that need to be looked at.
Oh,
yes.
There sure are. Okay, you've brought two props with you, credit cards and a flashlight.
Yes, because I actually have 3 of the biggest divorce disasters, and I want to show folks how they can avoid those.
All right.
Yes.
Let's see what they are.
Okay, so divorce disaster number 1 is what I call the money pit. Now, you probably remember the Tom Hanks comedy by the same name. You remember the couple's bank account was literally sucked dry as they went through the process. Well, I have to tell you that that same thing can happen if you're divorced, and it's no laughing matter if you're on the other side of it, and now you're dealing with all of those repair costs on your own. I know of a case that cost a spouse $60,000 in mold damage after the divorce was final that they had to pay on their own. So
oh my goodness.
We can help folks avoid avoid that by having a home inspection. You want to have somebody who is looking underneath, over, and around the entire home, looking for those hidden costly repairs, things like foundation, roof, mold, and more.
Okay.
Divorce disaster number 2 has to do with failing to file a very important document called a quadro, a QDRO. If you are expecting to receive any type of qualified retirement funds like a 401k, a 403b, a pension plan, then this document must be filed and approved by the plan administrator and then signed off by a judge. If this document is missed, a person could literally be robbed of their retirement.
Oh, wow.
Happens, unfortunately. And divorce disaster number 3 has to do with making sure that you divorce your joint debts, because your creditors are not bound by the terms of your settlement agreement. Most people don't realize that even if your spouse is the one who's been ordered to pay the mortgage on the house, if they can't or they won't pay that mortgage and your name is still tied to it, then you are liable as well. And we see a lot of people end up after divorce going into bankruptcy and foreclosure because they haven't divorced their joint debts. And that's going to include mortgages, car loans, and yes, credit cards.
Credit cards. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for your great tips this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And if you want to learn more about DivorcetownUSA.com, you can head to the website, which is just that, DivorcetownUSA.com, or you can call 866-722-7226. And stay where you are. The Morning Blend will be back in just a few moments.